Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I'm talking about the Fanatec DD Pro again. So, I done some more testing today. So, as what I did, here's my train of thought for the testing on this. But first, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before my 2-year anniversary on April 11th. So, I greatly appreciate it if you just click that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps out, and I really do appreciate it. So I wanted to fill you guys in with the Fanatec experience so far. Like, it is getting exponentially better than the first day I got it when I did my review after 5 hours. It's gotten a lot better, but I'm still finding things out about it. I'm still fine tuning it, but I think I've got it to a point right now where I really, really, really like it. Now there's this weird thing that happens with this particular rim. This has got the Gran Turismo rim on it, so it's the smaller one. It's got like the circumference in your hand is a lot smaller than, say, your like average than your average other wheel. Like my Camus wheel, it's pretty girthy. Like it's pretty it feels closer to like a real, like a real steering wheel. It's got like your hands you're holding that a little bit bigger on the rim. I do plan on getting a bigger rim for this Fanatec so I can thoroughly test that out. But as it sits right now, I've been playing with this thing and I keep finding myself at 70% power, even on PC now, Now, the two games that I'm testing the most, Assetto Corsa Competizione, Dirt Rally 2.0, because both of those literally feel the best. And the changes that I make, I can actually feel, and I can adjust to them really quickly. Those two games are pretty much my main games. When it comes to the PlayStation 5, Gran Turismo 7 is pretty much the one game that I'm using over there on the PlayStation 5. I have tested it with the Assetto Corsa, Dirt Rally 2.0, all of those on console as well, and I just don't get that feeling that I'm getting on the PC with the console versions of those games. It doesn't matter what I try, the settings are exactly the same, everything, and it just doesn't feel like for like on those. It just doesn't. Like, it feels much better on the PC version, but not so much better to where it's like, oh my gosh, man, the console's just terrible. No, the console versions feel really good, but it just takes a little bit of extra fine tuning to get them to feel better. I mean, I'll set it up on the same settings and it doesn't feel the same, like, at all. I can literally go from the PC straight to the PS5 or from the PS5 to the PC, and I'm just not getting that exact type of that feedback. So is what I did today was I just stuck with the PC version. Assetto Corsa Competizione, Dirt Rally 2.0. Set it to 100% overall force feedback. That's what everybody recommends with the 8 Newton meter model on that. I've seen a couple of other people recommending that, and I just don't agree with them fully. Like, I don't agree with them. At least in terms of how I've got my settings set up, I don't agree with them. So if you have it on 100, it's a lot more, it's a more heavy wheel, and the feelings. So there's a couple spots on Watkins Glen that I test. When you go through that chicane right up there at the top, there's that chicane, you drop down, you kind of go around and then back out. Now, when you hit those curbs on the PC version, you feel the car kind of wobble. Now, if you got it set to 100, you feel like the car, wobble a lot more violently, but you still get that same feeling at 70%. And to me, it feels just a little bit better. Like when I've got it set at 100%, if I'm not playing Dirt Rally or Assetto Corsa Competizione, it feels noisy on games like WRC 10, WRC Generations. It feels noisy on Automobilista 2. Like on Project Cars 3, it's like, wow, really? This is the feedback for this game? And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not that very good. So it's one of those things where like, yeah, we can sit and blame like the games, because essentially, they are the ones that program whatever the force feedback is going to be for the games. And so if Dirt Rally 2.0 and Assetto Corsa Competizione feel the best, then that's cool. That's a good standard to live by. And I'm in there and I'm playing Assetto Corsa Competizione, and I'm feeling like, man, it's 70%. That just feels better. And even with Dirt Rally 2.0, with Dirt Rally 2.0 at 100, like, it feels tight, it feels good, like I can do it, but I just feel like the car's a bit more stiff. And I use the B class Audi. That's the car that I use. That's the one I practice the most on Dirt Rally 2.0. And either way, I'm getting across the finish line with all my tires and everything intact, and I'm not messing up too much. So either way, it's a good setting for that. Either way, it feels pretty good. But for some reason, that 70% just feels a little bit looser, so it feels a little bit more like on the edge to me. And I kind of like that feeling just a little bit more when I'm playing rally games than having it like super tight and super um just feeling like really, like heavy in the wheel when you like turn the wheels and stuff, because I'm still getting all of my feedback. I'm just not getting that extra, like, I'm not having to fight the wheel as much. So that's why in my original review that I was recommending that, yeah, dude, if you get just the 5 Newton meter pack with this, I think you'll be all right. Like, if you're coming from a belt driven wheel to 5 Newton meters, you're probably going to be fine, because you're going to get way more feeling than you ever got out of that other noisy wheel. And you won't have to, you don't necessarily have to beat your head against the wall with the direct drive to get it figured out. It is pretty straightforward. Fanatec does have the auto setup, which does feel, it feels fine. Like, it feels fine out of the box to play around with that. Some games feel a lot more stiff than others. You will have to play around with your settings in game a little bit. But for the most part, the overall out of the box feeling for like the Fanatec DD Pro, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I like to sit and fine tune my stuff a lot more. I like to play around with things, get it to where I'm feeling good. So what I noticed with Assetto Corsa Competizione, with it on the 70%, my lap times get faster. I get more, I get more use out of the track. I get more, I get more of a defined feeling. In my opinion, I'm getting more of a defined feeling than I am from just a heavier rim with the more impactful shock moments, like when you hit a curb, or when you hit the grass, or when you're coming over a strip or something like that. Like, you can feel those, and they feel more pronounced. And some people like that, I guess. Some people probably really like that. That's why they recommend like the full power. But me, I want it. I mean, I want that feeling, but I want it to also feel like, I don't want it to be as like jerky and stuff. Like, I don't like that when I hit something, or when I'm coming around a corner, and I'm like really focused and stuff. And I don't like it when it pulls hard. Like, I don't like that. To me, that just doesn't feel like natural. It feels a little bit more, it feels like it feels over exaggerated, in my opinion, because I mean, I've driven lots of cars. I've driven fast cars. I've driven, my truck, all kinds of stuff like that. And it just feels so over exaggerated that 70% feels a little bit closer to what you would think it would feel, like you're hitting, like the stuff that you're hitting is just going to give you like a little bit of wobble and stuff like that. So I like that. I don't feel like I'm losing that much detail, but it does make my rim a little bit lighter, for sure. Like, it does. And I kind of like that, especially with this smaller rim. I will be testing this. I will be going back, and I will be testing this with a bigger rim, like a 300 millimeter rim. Right now I got the 280 millimeter rim, but I'm gonna be getting that 300 millimeter rim here in the next couple of weeks. And I'll go back through and I'll test all of this stuff, and I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll keep bringing you up to date, because I don't want to. The reason why I'm making these videos is I want to save you a little bit of money. If I can help you still get a solid experience with getting a 5 Newton meter wheel, that you're not going to miss that 8 Newton meters, I would like to do that, because that's almost $200 that you could save, that you could get yourself a different rim, or you could invest it in the brake pedal, just something that would benefit you more than a little bit harder rumble. And gosh, it really is very hard to recommend that, especially if you're like me. If you turn out to be like me and you don't really like that heavy wheel, that's kind of a waste of money, because you don't necessarily need it. It is nice to have that extra power, but at the same time, I also feel like with 5 Newton meters for this wheel, for this DD Pro, man, this is it's solid. It's direct drive, so you're getting a 1-to-1 feeling no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter. You're not getting anything that's coming in the way of your force feedback, or your being able to adjust your wheels the fastest way possible. Like, you're getting that 100% plus that 5 Newton meters of power that's going to give you better rumble than what you were getting on any of your belt driven wheels. And it's going to feel better and a lot more defined. So you're going to automatically get a better experience. And like I've said before, ignorance is bliss. If you've never felt 8 Newton meters, you're not going to need 8 Newton meters. Like, 5 Newton meters, I feel is the bare minimum, though. Like, I literally feel like that's the bare minimum. You don't want to go any lower than that. I did set it at 50% to see it, and I was just like, oh boy, yeah, we're cranking that up pretty quick. Even at 50%, it still felt better than what I'd ever felt like on those belt driven wheels. And it just felt a little bit too soft, but 70 feels perfect. 70 feels perfect. And I feel like you could save that extra money and put it towards the brake kit, or you could put it towards a different type of rim that's going to be better for you in your overall, journey as a sim racer. And I want to help you save money. I want to give you the best information that I can give you. And after today, man, I'm just kind of convinced. That I don't think that the boost kit's 100% necessary. I do think that you could utilize that money just a little bit better. It's like with the PC guys, they're always like telling you, they're like, yeah, just get a faster CPU, or more memory, or spend that extra money on the GPU or something. And that's basically what I'm telling you, is like, spend it on something that you're going to actually need, that's going to be better for you, like a brake kit or a better wheel rim. Those are the things that you would be more likely to get better enjoyment out of, as opposed to the boost kit that you can literally buy anytime. If you feel you need more power, you can always buy that later down the road. But for starters, start with the 5 Newton meter kit. Start with the base DD Pro. I think you will have a better time with that. And it won't be too overpowering. I mean, dude, 8 Newton meters is really not that overpowering, but it does get pretty violent. And maybe it's just the rim I got. It just doesn't feel right, because I'm not getting, like that feeling transmitted, great through this little hard wheel, that really it's like so hard to hold on to. It just feels too rigid. So I would say 5 Newton meters if you're going with this with this rim, maybe more. I will test that, so I will be making another video later. But I just wanted to get this video out and let you guys know that I did some more testing. I've got things dialed in a lot better, a lot better. It feels a lot better. It really is a solid setup. Like, this Fanatec setup is pretty solid, man. You get the ability to buy peripherals and just make it work on every single system that you got, which is literally incredible. You buy an Xbox wheel with this rim and it works for everything. Literally works for everything. You can use the Xbox rim with the PlayStation base on your PlayStation 5. So you're set. Like, you're good to go. Like, this is 100% a dang good value for what you're going to buy it for. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really am trying to get to 5,000 subs before April 11th. So if you can hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate that. And we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.